So today's speaker is Lara, and she's a student of kinesiology at McMaster University, and she will give a speech entitled Exercise the Best Medicine. She will talk about how exercise helps our body, especially when we feel stressed or we are in pain.
Thanks.
I'd like to see what you have. And you have those cases.
Hello, everyone. So as mentioned, I will be talking about exercise and how it helps us when we're stressed and pain, even when we're trying with sleep, and also how it helps mentally. So I'm going to share my screen. Amin, could you enable screen sharing, please? Everyone see my screen? Yes. Okay, perfect. So, as already mentioned, I'm going to talk about how exercise helps and how it's like the best medicine. So, exercising in general helps to manage our health problems and also reduces pain. It reduces risk of heart disease, it makes lower blood pressure, manages blood sugar and insulin levels, which also helps with diabetes and diabetes management. It reduces cholesterol levels, which also helps with the diverse health problems. It improves joint pain and stiffness, which helps with increasing mobility, and also with like arthritis, and it improves brain memory and health. So how is exercise related to us sleeping? When we exercise, we sleep faster and we have a better quality of sleep, especially when you exercise at high intensities, since your ATP, which is your body's energy, gets converted to ADP and it makes you tired faster. Also has been said by researchers that exercising impacts sleep in a similar way sleeping pills do. So, and that's not the difference between sleeping pills and exercise. Sleeping pills just help you fall asleep, but exercise helps you fall asleep faster and better, but also helps with a number of different health problems and also just improves your quality of life. How is exercise to stress? Now, when you're exercising has anti-inflammatory properties, which reduces stress, and this in turn improves our mental health. However, the dose of exercise does matter, and I'll be talking about that in a couple of slides. Exercise also helps us to be more resilient to psychological stress, and it protects our brain. So this is exercise impacts in our brain because there is cytokinin, which is known as tumor necrosis factor alpha, or TNF alpha for short. And this cytokinin is linked with improving our mood. When our brain is inflamed, there's more TNF alpha, which also makes us like moody, I would say. And when we exercise, the TNF alpha levels are regulated. And exercising over time, like weeks or months, helps our body adapt to it, and it helps produce lower TNF alpha levels, which in turn helps to reduce the inflammation in our brain, and this helps us improve our mood. So this is the physical aspect of exercising. And also not to mention, when we are in pain, we go see physiotherapist, chiropractor, which also gives us form of exercising, stretching to help our body to heal. And yeah. So mental health, I think this is a very big one because I don't think a lot of people notice how exercise helps mentally. They always just think about the physical aspect. When we're exercising, we release a number of hormones which help us feel better. It makes us feel better about ourselves, more confident. Also helps us, like, how do I explain this? It helps with anxiety and depression as well. It just helps us feel better. But as I mentioned, the dose of exercise does matter if you're looking for certain things, and I'll explain this. So doing moderate intensity exercises reduces depression, anxiety, and stress because it significantly reduces TNF alpha levels, which again improves our mood.
Okay.
And then high intensity exercise reduces depression. However, when researchers found that high intensity exercise increases anxiety and stress levels, and the TNF alpha levels remained constant. So it depends what you're looking for, really. I like exercising moderate intensity most days, but I also do like exercising high intensities. And yeah, I might have one side. And then I found, or not found, but these are my favorite 3 quotes regarding exercising. The first one says, the hardest thing about exercise is to start doing it. Once you are doing exercise regularly, the hardest thing is to stop. So before, I used to rarely ever exercise, and I used to even dread going to physiotherapy when I need it. But once I got into the habit of doing that, I started planning my day around exercising, going to the gym, wanting to do a quick workout. No matter how much I had, I always made sure to squeeze in exercise because it always made me feel better. It helped clear my headspace and it motivated me to do work. So when I exercise, if I was just laying in bed and I didn't have any motivation, I was just procrastinating the entire day. When I got up and exercised, it made me want to do more work, and then just made me feel better and more motivated. And then the second one says, exercise not only changes your body, it changes your mind, your attitude, and your mood. So as I mentioned, there are physical changes to exercise, but it also helps improves your mood, as mentioned as well, and it changes your mind. It gives you a better quality of life. It puts you, I feel like, in a good headspace per se. And then exercising is a blessing, not a chore. I work out because I am grateful that I physically can. Now, I put this because there's numerous times where I've talked to people, especially since in kinesiology, I volunteer at different rehab centers, and they always tell me, I wish I took advantage when I could exercise more. They wanted to be more in shape, and it just made me realize how we never really appreciate the small things in life. Like we can go out for a walk, we could do really any exercise we want, strength training. And I never realized how much people took that for granted. So yeah, I am grateful that I physically can. And yeah, those are my 3 quotes. That's my main presentation. I wanted to hear everyone's opinions about this topic or the quotes per se too, because I'm sure people have a lot to add on.